Hello, everybody. Brother Ed coming to you once again from Louisville, Kentucky, and this will hopefully be news that you can use. If your state is to survive a national and or global blackout, it won't be by waiting for an incompetent federal government to take the necessary measures of preventing the grid from going down. That's not the way it's going to happen. It will be from each individual state and or commonwealth working together from the ground up to protect its own grid. Leaders within the World Economic Forum, the International Monetary Fund, United Nations, World Health Organization, etc., are currently preparing, as we speak, for a global power failure caused by what they're claiming is going to be either a cyber attack or solar storms. These warnings have been almost continuous since 2017. Will this be a staged event or will it be the real McCoy? Hard to say. We won't really know for sure until after it happens, and probably for a while after it happens. Ultimately, our greatest enemy is the current airwaves and all of the lies and deceit that we're being fed. That would, fortunately, under circumstances like that, be immediately wiped out, be cut off completely. People would have no choice but to think for themselves again. In the long run, those who know how to survive would be the ones who were looked to in the future for state leadership, new leadership. Of course, it would have to start out, I'm sure, on a city and or county level, and then figure out a way to work your way up to a state level. If people even chose to do that, they might like it the way it is. Just the community by community. If this were to be deliberate, the mayhem ensued would surely be used as an excuse to execute even more tyrannical control than we have seen in quite a few regions of this country already. Governmental inability to propagate their deceit would mean people would absolutely get out of their houses and they would start talking to each other again, eventually taking back their state. Eventually. Taiwan has now had 3 blackouts in a short period of time, about a month or less, I believe. Both power and water are being cut off from the microchip processing plants for at least 2 days a week at this point. It could be lengthened, of course. It could eventually be that there would be more than 2 days a week. I think likely what they're probably going to do is keep increasing it by a day until they come up with some kind of a reason to say that something happened or someone did this, that, or the other thing, and then all of a sudden there's no power, no water at all, anywhere. Some projections are that everything, including cars that requires a microchip, will be in very short supply into 2022. Other projections are that this will be something that might last for a period of years. Could the globalist powers that be potentially be using Taiwan as an experimental testing ground to determine how long it would take for the U.S. to fall into utter chaos under the same circumstances? Possibly. What do you think? Tell me what you think. Would love to hear from you. However, before I close, I would like to ask you to please click the like button. Make sure you get your notifications. please subscribe, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe, and please share with anybody that you think might be willing to listen and pay attention. Just keep in mind the things that I tell you at the end on a daily basis, which is be in the Word, because I don't know about you, but there's not a whole lot of encouragement coming to me from other people. So that's where the encouragement comes from, is my knowledge of the Word and being in communication with God on a daily basis. Holy Mother, Father, and Son. That is of crucial importance. Be as well prepared as you can be all the time, every day, because scenarios are already playing out that we didn't think ever would. And there are far worse ones coming. Trust and believe there are. So be as well prepared for these things as you can be at all times. And if you're willing, try and put enough back that you can do a little something to help children, because there are going to be a lot of really hungry, needy children, far more hungry and needy than they are now, a lot more so, when all this goes down. I don't know how much anybody really going to be able to do for their parents, but if you can do anything for the children, do what you can to help the children. And I would suggest having animals, including big dogs, because they're going to come handy. They will. And be breeding them, because you're going to need them for protection. You love them, care for them, and they're going to love you, and they're going to protect you. And they will be needed. Trust and believe they will be. Cats, as well. You want to make sure you're keeping the rodent population to a minimum. Pray every day for divine intervention, folks, because we need it every day more than the day before. And I would suggest getting animals that can feed you on a continuous basis, like chickens that lay eggs, goats that provide milk that you can make cheese. These are useful animals to have. Till next time, Brother Ed, signing out with love.